Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2021. I just want to say welcome to the channel. If you haven't seen me before, I call myself the Cyberyak. I'm also Jonathan. I just want to say hello. Thank you for watching this video. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. So what language should you learn in 2021? Why? I think JavaScript would be my route to go. Now, if you already know JavaScript, Python would be my next course of action, and I'll explain why. JavaScript basically gives you the foundation on like what you want to learn, what programming languages are basically about. It's a good starter language because you mainly use it for web development, and you can see sometimes you can easily see what the output is inside a web console. And what I mean by web console, I'll go ahead and open up a browser for you guys, and I could explain this as I go. So you have your web browser. I got a new keyboard, so okay. So basically, here's your console, and you can basically type JavaScript for you can do a function, or here. And I'm using E6 syntax. And I don't mean to just dive right into code. I'll explain what I'm doing in a minute. Here. We'll do a prop of number and then return number times 2. And then we can just call the function x equals y function 3 6. So that's what I'm meaning. Like, it's easy to start up because everybody has a web browser. It doesn't matter whether you're using Mozilla, whether you're using Firefox, whether same thing, sorry, or Chrome or some other web browser. You could always type in JavaScript because JavaScript is based on the web. It's a web browser, so it'll run anywhere within the web. But it also, with Node.js and also Deno, you could run them outside the web on your actual console. And I'll probably do videos later on this year explaining what each of those things, but they're basically runtime environments for JavaScript to run in. And I guess the main reason why I say JavaScript is good to learn is because there's so much information out there, and also a lot of the frameworks that are out there, like React, Angular, and I want to say Gatsby, Next.js, which are both just frameworks on top of React. I'll start off with vanilla JavaScript. Like, JavaScript is the basis of the web. So if you're trying to do something in web development, I would go that route. Also, if you're just trying to learn the basics of programming, I would go that route. And what I started off with was Free Code Camp, and you've probably heard this on a bunch of other channels, but if you haven't, Free Code Camp is open source. You could get to it with freecodecamp.org, and you could go through their courses. They'll teach you how to do basic HTML, which is just how a website is basically built up. Then they get into JavaScript, and then they go into their front end, and you'll start learning a bit of React. I know for me, this was good. This was a way for me to get the foundation set for me. And then I went to Udemy.com. I'm not affiliated with either of these, by the way. I'm just saying this is how I've learned. I went to Udemy and I took, I think it was Maximilian's courses. Yeah, Maximilian on React, Angular, definitely his Node.js course, and it's extensive. Like, this man knows what he's doing, and he's covering a lot of information for you. So definitely would recommend them. I'm not affiliated. Just saying that's what I did. And then I learned Python. I self-taught myself Python. I did take a few courses on Udemy, different teachers. And Python is just basically, I used it for automation, being able to move files around on my computer, or to do some work at my job for data analysis. And if you get JavaScript down and understanding, I would move to Python for automation and data analysis if you're trying to do stuff with that. If you're trying to understand how to work with databases, of course, I would take a course in SQL. But I don't want to overwhelm you. I just know for 2021, if you're just starting out and you want to learn the basics of programming, maybe you have an app that you want to build out, I would start out with JavaScript, then look into, if you're trying to do Android development, then of course start off with Java. And Java does a fantastic, there are two different things. Java is runs in an IDE, or integrated development environment, where like you basically code it in Java, it compiles it, turns it into machine code for the computer to understand and read, and it runs, compiles it, has the computer run it in I want to say machine code. I could be wrong on this because I'm still learning Java in itself, but from my understanding is it'll make it where like your phone can understand the Java program. It's anything that has Java can basically run whatever you're programming. So I know Android develops in Java. I know that Apple runs, I want to say Swift, but I could be wrong. App language. And I don't know because I don't have a Mac. Yeah, so it's Swift. Swift is the programming language that Mac OS and iOS uses. So if you're trying to go that route, I would go that route. But just for the basics, just for your foundation, I would start off with JavaScript and supplemented with Python. You get those two languages, you start understanding, you understand what's going on. There's a lot you can do with it. But if you have a different set of opinions, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. Hope this video helps somebody out. Please make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe when you get a chance. Thank you.